We thought it was just an animal, until it spoke. It mimicked our voices and called us deeper into the forest. If you hear your own voice out there, don't answer. Before we begin, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more true animated horror stories, if you dare.
My name is Ethan. Last fall, my friends Mia, Tyler, and I decided to go camping in Black Ridge Forest, a place most locals avoided. No cell service, no trails, no nearby towns, just endless trees and silence. Before leaving, we'd heard warnings. People said voices call out from the woods, voices that sound exactly like your own. Of course, we laughed it off. We thought it was just a campfire story.
We drove for hours, following narrow, winding roads until we reached a small parking area at the edge of the forest. The sun was setting, casting long shadows between the trees. Fog started creeping along the ground, curling around the roots like ghostly fingers. We set up camp near a river, careful to keep the fire going. As darkness fell, the forest grew unnervingly quiet. No birds, no wind, nothing. Only the sound of our own breaths and the crackling fire. We joked to ease the tension, but I kept hearing faint twigs snapping behind us. Tyler laughed and said it was just animals, but I knew something was watching. Around 10 p.m. the first night, the noises started. Footsteps circling the camp, leaves crunching deliberately, and then a voice. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't even human. It was Tyler's voice. "Hey, you guys there?" I froze. Tyler was sitting right beside me. The firelight danced across his wide eyes. Neither of us said a word. The footsteps got closer. Then another voice, Mia's, whispering softly, "Come out, Ethan." We huddled together in the tent, shivering. Our fire flickered, and suddenly it went out completely. I could feel the temperature drop, my breath visible in the darkness. Outside, the whispers multiplied, voices imitating each of us, calling us by name, urging us to leave the tent, to step into the fog. We stayed silent for what felt like hours. Every sound of cracking branches made us jump. At one point, I heard my own voice again. "Ethan, come closer." I froze. No one could be speaking that clearly. The voice wasn't Tyler or Mia. It wasn't human. Suddenly, we saw it, or at least its outline. A pale figure standing just beyond the tree line. Tall, unnaturally thin, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. Its head tilted, watching us. Tyler whispered, trembling. It's calling us." We couldn't sleep. Not that night. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of leaves felt like it was following us. We took turns staying awake, keeping the fire alive. Mia suggested we leave at first light, but the forest felt like it had shifted overnight. Our trail markers were gone. Paths we remembered now twisted in ways they hadn't before. By midnight, the whispers grew louder, echoing all around the campsite. They weren't just calling our names anymore. They were mocking us. Our voices twisted, repeating things we hadn't said aloud. The second night, things got worse. I woke up to the sound of Mia unzipping the tent. She looked pale and dazed. "My mom's calling me," she whispered, stepping toward the tree line. Tyler and I grabbed her just in time. Somewhere in the fog, we heard her mother's voice calling her, though Mia's mom had passed away years ago. That's when it became clear. The echo didn't just copy voices, it knew us. It preyed on our fears, our attachments. It didn't hunt with claws or teeth. It hunted with trust.
At dawn, we tried to leave. The forest seemed endless. No matter which direction we ran, it felt like we circled back to the river. Then, through the mist, I saw it again. The tall figure, pale and motionless, just beyond the trees. Its head tilted unnaturally, and then it spoke, using Tyler's voice. "You can't leave." Branches scratched our faces, leaves whipped past. The fog thickened. Every step we took, it mirrored us from the shadows. Finally, we followed the river, hoping it would lead to the road. My heart pounded with fear, and a terrible realization hit me. The echo was patient. It didn't need to chase us. It only needed to watch and wait. Headlights appeared in the distance, a park ranger truck. We waved frantically. The rangers sped toward us, and the echo retreated, vanishing into the fog. We thought we were safe, but as we reached the parking lot, I noticed something chilling. The echo didn't run away. It followed at a distance, watching from the tree line, waiting for nightfall. Back at home, I felt like we'd escaped until the first night. I awoke to a whisper in my own bedroom. "Ethan."
My phone screen lit up. A notification. A voicemail from an unknown number. I hesitated, but played it. It was my own voice, repeating exactly what I'd said to Tyler that night. We shouldn't have stayed. That's when I realized the echo followed us home. It wasn't limited to the forest. It could mimic us anywhere. It could be anywhere. For days, it whispered at night. Sometimes Tyler's voice, sometimes Mia's, sometimes even strangers calling my name. I tried recording it, playing it back, but the recordings were empty, just static. I started seeing shadows out of the corner of my eye, footsteps echoing mine when I was alone, doors creaking, taps in the pipes, subtle, almost polite, but always there. I tried to tell my friends, but Tyler and Mia had experienced it differently. Each encounter unique, each voice perfectly tuned to fear them. It wasn't a ghost, not a person. It was the echo, and it thrived on isolation, confusion, and mistrust. If you're watching this and want more true paranormal stories animated, hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. The more support we get, the more stories like this come to life safely in your headphones. The last night, I stayed awake, listening. It whispered my name again, faintly at first, then closer. "Ethan, come back to the forest."
I didn't answer. I won't. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear my own voice echoing from empty corners of my house. And I know, one day, the echo will come for me again. And if you ever hear your own voice calling from the woods, don't answer.